And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Justin in the Jungle, episode 8. For the first time this season, we have a Sunday victory episode. I learned how to use a little banner going down below me. Bengals 34, Cardinals 20. Let's dive into it, folks. Here's the thing. Do I think this is the most impressive win? No. It's a must-needed win. I think the Cardinals are kind of a scary team. I mean, they took care of business with Dallas. They ran with San Francisco. And if I'm being honest, they had me scared in the second quarter. When they I think we were up 10-0 when they put just a 14 spot on us quick. It got me. I thought cuz I got excited that first drive, Burrow got his first touchdown of the first half this season. Hit Jamar Chase for his first touchdown of the season. The first of 3 touchdowns for Jamar Chase and first of 3 throwing passes touchdowns for Burrow. But after that drive, I was like, here we go. We got this. And we get back down there. We get stopped. It's 10-0. We have to kick a field goal. No McPherson doing what he does best 99% of the time. But then after that 10 points, man, I got scared. Because, man, those Cardinals put a 14 spot on us quick. And here's the thing. I know as James Conner, I don't have the stats in front of me. I know it was his longest run of the season. I think it was 34 yards. And shout out to my cousin, my buddy, Tyler McCoy, our guest last week. He called it. He was like, the Cardinals need to get a run game going against the Bengals to have a chance. And to say they got a run game going against us, that's putting it lightly. Those boys are running. And it sucks, man. Like, of course, I love the victory. I don't think it makes a difference, but you hate to see James Conner go out. He's having a hell of a game. It was a pretty wicked shot he took to his knee. I saw him on the sidelines a few times, thought he might try and do it, but, it sucks. But, yeah. And here's the thing we're going to talk about because I'm in a fantasy football group, the Cincinnati Dynasty, with a bunch of diehard Bengals fans. And we had some words today. We got into it. I felt like it was me versus the group. And I want to know what you guys have to think about this. Second quarter, 4th and 1. We're down. We're on the goal line. We go for it and get stopped. I am furious because I say, hey, you're on the road. You need this win. Get the points. Take the 3. We'd still be down by a couple going into halftime. And I'm fine with that. We get the ball back. I'm fine. And I'm furious, man. F-bombing, everything. I talked to my old pal Andy Ruther over at Dirty Sports. The Andy and Randy text was going pretty strong today during this game. And he's very opinionated. I look at him as the devil's advocate for the Bengals. We share a lot of similar opinions on Zach Taylor being the head coach and Zach Taylor being the play caller. But I didn't like that play. I didn't like it. I'm arguing with my friends saying, no, you take the points. They were all like, I like the aggressive play calling. So we're getting into it. The very next play, pick 6. Cam Taylor-Britt immediately following that play puts us up And once again, in my opinion, bails out Zach Taylor's horrific play calling. And my buddy Mike Huber, shout out Mike Huber. He's the one that gave me the website to get these great jerseys made that I get made. I'm wearing my Harambe one right now. But Mike Huber says he liked the play calling. So we have some differences. So I do think he speaks for a lot of Bengals fans. I'm not like trying to single him out individually. He's somebody I love talking Bengals football with. Really good friend of mine. And he said he thought Taylor was calling a great game. I didn't. I disagree. I think Taylor was once again outshined. His play calling or lack of play calling was outshined because you have the man of the hour, of course, Jamar Chase, just setting Bengals records today. 15 receptions, 192 yards, 3 touchdowns. Apparently, he is always fucking open. He tweeted and Instagram the 7-11 after the game. I thought that was pretty funny. And I mean, it's true. And I'll tell you what I'd love seeing too, was I hated T. Higgins having to sit, but I love the fact that he did it. And even more, you saw so much footage of Higgins on the sidelines today, just being that man, like still being a big part of this victory, like morally just being there, cheering him on. You saw in the background of one of Jamar's touchdowns, like you see on the sidelines of the end zone, Higgins celebrating. And I like that. I liked it. I'll be honest, when I look at the stat line of Burrow, 36 or 46, 317 yards, 3 touch, 1 pick. The pick was crazy. I didn't know what happened to Irwin on that. He I don't know if he tripped over a shoelace, tripped over the yard line. I don't know. But I'm not gonna talk about the pick because I thought Irwin played great today. Let me pull up his stats real quick. Hold on. All right, I'm not gonna make you guys wait while I do that. I should have been more prepared. Irwin showed up. He took on the WR2 today for us. I thought. I think he. I don't know. I apologize. I should have known more. I do know Tyler Boyd had 6 receptions for I think 30 some yards. I was expecting a big game out of Tyler Boyd today, to be honest. I thought, just looking back at what's happened so far this season, I wasn't expecting Burrow to have the game he had. And I definitely wasn't expecting Jamar to have the game he had. And Boyd, I mean, he did have the hands to the face call, bring back a nice touchdown, which would have secured the game earlier. But yeah, I mean, but who's to say? Who's to say what he could have done? Um, the offensive line, I thought they were okay. They had their moments. They had their moments also against them. Burrow was sacked 3 times, and the most anxiety-ridden statistic of the game was Joe Burrow, 4 carries for 7 yards. No, I know some of those yards, were negative runs. There was at least the one 10+ yard run, and man, I was freaking out when he took off with that ball. And look, I don't know. I mean, you ask me, this looked like Burrow of last season today. 317, 3 touches. This looks like Burrow again. But do we know the extent to that injury still? because there's no way you can still tell they're throwing the massager on his calf when he comes out of the game immediately. So obviously there's still an injury there. And part of me is still worried about him playing, but I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I get it. He's playing now. And let's go. That's my that's my mantra now. Let's go. If they're going to play him, let's go. He didn't slow us down today. It looked like Burrow of old. But part of me knows the competitor in him and is scared still. Those 3 sacks he got against him, you still hold your breath every time that man hits the ground. But I'll be honest, I think it was the first quarter, 3rd possession, when got a he scrambled and then got hit and then went down. And that was the most relieved I've ever been this whole season watching him. Because not only did he take the hit, but you saw mobility. Is he taking snaps under center yet? No. But I'll be damned if Joe Burrow didn't come back today. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this game was just needed. I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm not making plans for the Super Bowl yet, but they needed this win. Jermaine Pratt, stud. 3 solos, 7 assisted, and the game securing interception. Really, 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 really hope the shoulder's okay. You did see he kind of landed on it a little funny. Hoping, maybe some ice and some tussin. Get some tussin on it. Hopefully he'll be all right. That'd be huge, huge loss on that defensive side if he has to miss any time. Hopefully not. Another thing I thought that was great, and my buddy Stolzy over at Dirty Sports, he hit me up. Me and him, he's a dirtball as well. We sit there and chit chat Bengals a lot during the week. And he even said, he was like, we need to get Mixon at least 25 runs. I think he said that. I might be misquoting you, Stolzy. But Mixon, 25 for 81. Dog yards. It was awesome. It was awesome. He almost had a touchdown, got stood up. He was the one on that 4th and 1 that was a great call, if you ask the Cincinnati dynasty. Great call, guys. I'm not going to argue today. It's Victory Sunday. We're better than this. So, yeah, I mean, great game. And if it couldn't get any better, Kwame Lassiter II, activated because of the Higgins injury, activated to the squad, traveled. The kid's from Chandler, Arizona. And you heard about the story about the passing of his father. Good heartwarming story today, man. Kid's from Chandler, Arizona, makes his first NFL catch in Glendale, Arizona. I'm sure there's family in the crowd. It wasn't, it was at the end of the game, and it was more, I respect that call. I felt like the Bengals could have kicked the field goal and put some more points on the board, put a little more oomph on the victory. But they gave Lassiter a catch for 2 yards. And yeah, it was just 2 yards, but it was still pretty cool. And I respect the reason they did it. It was cool. My dad, me and him always talk about discipline. Discipline. Any penalty, just any error, there's always a text in caps with an exclamation point. Discipline. Discipline. Today, the Bengals, 4 penalties for 40 yards. I'll take it. I'll take it. There weren't uh, a lot of holdings. There weren't pass interferences. It's 4 for 40. Like I am happy with that. Honestly, the line, this is how bad it is. The line giving up just 3 sacks made me happy after that game against Tennessee. How Joe Burrow was even walking after that game is beyond me. And when he told the one of the sideline announcers, like, this is the best I've ever felt after a game, I called bullshit. I was like, there's no way. But then looking at him today, he looked great. He got the deep ball out of the way. That was what we've all been waiting for, Andy Ruther included. I text Andy after the first drive, first couple, like when I texted him in the first quarter when they were looking good. And I was like, here he is. And Andy even said, I want to see a deep ball. Because it was just a bunch of like little they figured out how to use Jamar without the long ball. But holy hell did he find that long ball. That was about as perfect of a pass as you can get. And it looked good. And then he tried it again later in the game to Irwin. Sorry about that. He tried it again later in the game on the flea flicker. I loved the play. I love seeing him take another shot down there. I think that was Higgins, Boyd, or Chase. That would have been 6. But that play, that long ball to Jamar was something else, man. Perfectly placed ball. It looked good. It was very reminiscent of the past 2 years with those two. So I'm excited, man. It was like I said, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Yeah, it was the Cardinals, but the Bengals needed this. They needed this, and I'll be honest, they need next week. They need to beat the Seahawks. 3-3 at the bye. I don't hate it. It could be a lot worse. It could be a hell of a lot worse. We could, yeah. We're still in playoff contention at 3-3. But I'll tell you what, they better just rest on that bye weekend because holy hell, the next 4 games after that, folks, it's a little scary. Coming back, Niners. I mean, look what they're doing. Easily the front runners right now to win the Super Bowl. Some might say the Chiefs. I say the Niners. Chiefs struggled today against a Vikings team without Justin Jefferson. But hats off to the Chiefs. I respect the game. I respect the fandom. I respect the rule. They got us last. They got us in the AFC Championship. So I don't talk trash about the Chiefs right now. I respect it. And they're just a good ball team. They're pretty unstoppable. But I think I'd put the Niners above them right now as Super Bowl favorites, especially today. I don't know what's going on in that game, right? I know the Niners are winning by 14 over Dallas when I first started this. The week after that, the Bills. I'm mad at the Bills. I mean, I'm happy they lost, obviously. But they messed my morning parlay up. So I'm a little mad at them. But that's going to be a hard game, too. Niners, and then the Bills. And then the Texans. Shout out to my boy Kevin, the Texans' #1 fan. They're they're not a simple team. CJ Stroud is balling right now. Rookie quarterback averaging 300 yards a game. I like it. I like Ohio State quarterbacks, him and Fields. I like finally. I mean Joe Burrow too. It's a great Ohio State quarterback right there. But yeah, Niners, Bills, Texans, and then we get the Ravens in Baltimore. Those are all 4 games that no gimmies. You're 3 so 3 and 3, we have to be 3 and 3 going into those, I think, to even think about the playoffs. Because man, and who knows? Who knows what Bengals team comes back even next week? The team today looked great. This team with a week bye, we need that bye going into those games. So, you know, this was it was a fun Sunday. And I'm excited. I think that this is definitely what the fans needed, what the team needed. That was I mean, you see what Burrow had on coming into the stadium? You think a man wearing that ridiculous hoodie was gonna lose? But also, you're in Arizona, dog. It's probably hot there. What are you doing wearing that hoodie? All in all, fun game. Fun game. Feels good to record this tonight. Last week I recorded one on Sunday and was angry. And I was still, dude, don't get me wrong, second quarter, there's some slop to clean up. But they got the win. They had to get the win, and I'm excited. So I'll be back later this week. We're going to do a preview of the Bengals Seattle game, which will be Sunday in Cincinnati. I got comedian Adam Cousins, a super funny guy, super great guy, just one of the nicest people you ever meet. Diehard Seahawks fan. So of course I'm gonna have him on this later this week, and him and I are gonna chit chat. What's funny is we both actually cheer for each other's teams just because we're fans of each other and each other's teams. So uh we haven't got to play the Seahawks since me and Adam have been such good friends. So this will be an interesting Sunday. And yeah, for now, hey Bengals fans, let's enjoy this game, all right? So from me to you guys, we'll see you later this week, and hoo day.